Today, we are going to construct a classic Italian tiramisu, completely from scratch. When finished, our goal is a structurally sound dessert that holds its shape cleanly on a plate. Our benchmark for this is the standard set by historic, traditional Italian pastry shops, like Pasticceria Marchesi here in Milan. Reaching that standard means you must start with the absolute prerequisites: high-quality room-temperature mascarpone, freshly separated eggs, a strong espresso, and dry, authentic Savoiardi ladyfingers. If you substitute these traditional ingredients or try to bypass the correct preparation methods, you will not get a defined, layered dessert. You will inevitably end up with a runny, soggy failure. Step 1 is the coffee extraction. We need a highly concentrated espresso base because it provides the acidic bite necessary to cut through the rich fats of the cheese layer we will build later. To achieve that bold flavor profile, we rely on the traditional brewing method of these classic mocha express pots. At this stage, you have the option to introduce a splash of dark rum or Marsala wine into the coffee. This provides the complex, warm flavor notes found in traditional recipes. Crucially, you must set this brewed espresso mixture aside and let it cool to room temperature. If you introduce a hot liquid to delicate fats and proteins during the assembly phase, the heat will instantly melt the cream and completely destroy the dessert's structural integrity. Step 2 is creating the sabayon base. We start by mixing raw egg yolks and sugar. To make this safe, we need to apply heat to the proteins without scrambling them into a solid mass. We solve this by using the double boiler method. By placing our mixing bowl over a pot of boiling water, we use indirect heat from the steam to gently bring the yolks up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Whisk continuously. The visual cue for success is watching the yolks transform from a deep, runny orange into a pale, thick consistency that falls from your whisk in ribbons. This intense, rolling boil below radiates searing heat upward through the steam, safely cooking the delicate egg yolks above. This precise application of heat neutralizes the raw egg risks, and it builds the stabilized, airy foundation required to support the heavy mascarpone. Step 3 is the emulsion. Remove your thoroughly cooked yolks from the heat and immediately introduce the room temperature mascarpone. The velvety room temperature mascarpone melts and folds seamlessly into the warm golden yolk mixture, preserving the trapped air. Separately, whip your egg whites in a completely clean bowl until they reach stiff, upright peaks. Next, combine the egg whites with the mascarpone base. You must use a spatula and physically execute slow, enveloping motions, gently folding the mixture over itself. Treating this emulsion with physical care is the only way to keep the microscopic air bubbles intact. This results in the signature cloud-like fluffy cream, avoiding a dense, runny liquid. Step 4 is assembly. This is the exact point where most homemade recipes fail, over-soaking the highly porous ladyfinger biscuits. Look at this guide from the Tiramisu Academy. Rule number 6 outlines the strict parameters for soaking your Savoiardi to maintain the dessert's architecture. Look closely at this cross-section for visual proof. A correct biscuit composition means the center of the cookie remains entirely dry. To accomplish this, execute a quick dip. Submerge the biscuit in your cooled coffee mixture for precisely 1 to 2 seconds per side. Now, begin the physical layering process in a rectangular glass dish. Establish a flat base layer of dipped biscuits, spread an even layer of half your cream over them, and repeat the process for a second tier. Because we intentionally left the core of the biscuit dry, it acts as an internal sponge. As it sits, it slowly absorbs the ambient moisture from the mascarpone cream, establishing perfect structural integrity. We have reached the mandatory resting phase. The fully assembled dish must be covered tightly and chilled in the refrigerator for a minimum of 6 to 12 hours. Finally, dust the top with bitter cocoa powder, falling like dark snow across the pristine cream under warm studio lights. After the resting phase, slicing into the glass dish reveals a pristine cross-section. You see perfectly distinct, cake-like layers standing tall on the plate. By respecting the chemistry of temperatures, managing a precise coffee extraction, and adhering to strict structural layering, you successfully transform raw ingredients into the ultimate, authentic classic tiramisu.